morning, good afternoon, good evening to all my wonderful and beautiful little subscribers out there. And how I love you all so, and I hope that you're all super duper well, super duper wonderful, and super duper delicious. And that life is treating you most deliciously. I hope that the weather's better in your neck of the woods than it is in my little lovelies. We've got a grey sky. It's wet and damp. At what's the time, Mr. Wolf? At 1 o'clock in our afternoon, my delicious little babies. I do not know how long my video is going to take to upload today. I have no idea. Okay, my delicious little babies now then. So, excuse me, sorry. Right, so what have I got for you today? So I'm going to speed through this very quickly. Okay, my delicious little babies. So the first one. Now, it's really interesting because I've been finding, there we are, some real good little videos. Okay, my delicious little babies. I feel so. Anyway, 3, 2, 1, my juice little lights. Thank you, little lights. You're delicious and bright. Copper. Okay, my delicious little babies. Now then. Sorry, excuse me. So yeah, I've been finding some good little videos, you know. Okay, they're not been coming up on my feed because, to be honest, YouTube only puts ones up on my feed that you know, that they want me to advertise. There we are. I'm sure. Do you see what I mean, my delicious little babies? But it's the hidden ones. It's the hidden. There we are, little gems that I look for. Do you see what I mean, my delicious little babies? And of course, they could have a small channel like mine, or they could have a mediocre channel, or they could have a large channel. But regardless of which, you know, I do like to advertise what I feel is, in my view, important. My delicious little babies now then. So the first one. So for those of you who do not know this uploader, me personally, I haven't seen this uploader until, when was it, a couple of days ago. Okay, my delicious little babies. All right, little miss. Sorry, excuse me. Sorry about that, my delicious little babies. I don't know what's wrong with my little May. Sometimes she can be most restless, you know. It's not that she's hungry or anything. It's just if you go to let her out, then sometimes she wants to go out. Sometimes she doesn't. Do you know what I mean? My beautiful little Mays. Anyway, because my beautiful little Ruth's just having a rest. Now then, so for some of you, you may know this uploader. Me personally, I do not. But this is his latest video, only a number of hours ago, my delicious little babies. So this uploader happens to have 73.3 thousand subscribers, my delicious little babies. His name is, they're all on YouTube, by the way. You know, my delicious little babies, you should know that by now, okay? Unless I mention Odyssey or Rumble, you know what I mean? Now, this uploader, capital A, this is his, you know, his channel. Aaron, so it's a double A, space, Knightley, capital K, you know, Ley on the end. And this video is just over 22 minutes long, my delicious little babies, and it should read, wage slavery is real, in brackets, and nobody wants you to see it. Okay, my delicious little babies, so I'm just going to repeat this again for you, shall I? Wage slavery is real and nobody wants you to see it. So, what is it that I want to say about this uploader? And with anybody not in that way, okay? If you want a positive video to listen to, my delicious little babies, there we are. Then this man here is, you know, I feel at this point in time, there are many other positive uploaders, my delicious little babies. I advertise them on a regular basis, okay, my delicious little babies. But what it is, if you want some positivity, then please take a listen to your man here now then, okay? He's only saying, okay, my delicious little babies, there we are, what I've been saying, there we are, for whatever o'clock ago. Do you see what I mean, my delicious little babies, okay? But if you want to feel good, okay, it may come across that is maybe a little bit harsh, okay? But I feel that this is a good for mankind. Okay, my delicious little babies, I never needed to stumble there, okay? He's actually trying to help the situation. I was done saying it whatever o'clock ago. You know, it's like if you was to stand in our Brummie Town Centre and you was to just take a look and just film, you will see what I call, very sadly, even though they're mankind, but they're like, there we are, little robots. Okay, so they get to pop out for their lunch for half an hour or whatever, so they stood in a queue for whatever o'clock, to get a jacket potato spud, or, to get a sandwich, and then by the time they've done that, they've wolfed it down, then it's back to go to work, isn't it? Madelish little babies, okay? We've all been there. I did office work for, there we are, rather a long time. Madelish little babies, mind you. I've also been a funeral arranger, although I can do flower arranging. Okay, I did a little course on that as well. I did care work for on and off for over 20 years, Madelish little babies. Okay, I've been a barmaid. Been in jewellery for nearly 10 decades ago. So, I've done a variety of different jobs, Madelish little babies. And of course, I am a professional tarot reader, clairvoyant, qualified angelic healer. Do you see what I mean, Madelish little babies? So I'm a little bit like a licorice all sorts. Remember the licorice, very good for you. Okay, Madelish little babies, minus the sweetie part in the centre, or the little hundreds and thousands that you found on the curting, shall we say, Madelish little babies. Now then, so I've been saying this long time. Okay, Madelish little babies. So this is, to myself, most refreshing. Okay, because the more and more one speak like this, Madelish little babies, there we are, is the more and more there we are that one can get things done now. So the next one, my delicious little babies, okay, and please and thank you, should anybody happen to have any form of an interest in any of the videos that I'm advertising today, please, if you do enjoy the videos, okay, I advertise as a hobby. Everybody knows that, just joining the dots. Everybody knows that with myself, my delicious little babies, okay, so it's just what I enjoy doing. I do a video, there we are, on a day when I feel like, there we are, doing a video. Okay, my delicious little babies, if I do not feel like doing one, then I do not do one. Simple things. But of course, I'm not in, let's just say, the lane. Let's call it a lane. Okay, my delicious little babies, that's just came into my noddle. Where I have to, keep banging out videos, because I've got to keep YouTube happy. No. That's not why I do it, my delicious little babies. When I very first started out, I repeat this again every now and again. I do like to explain to my beautiful, dear little wonderfuls out there who are so very kind enough to listen to my videos. So thank you for any views, for any likes, and for the occasional comments. Well, when I very first started out, I thought this will be a good way to, maybe build myself up, make a bit of ka-ching, 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 you know what I mean? Pound, shilling, pence, dollars and change, my delicious little babies. And I was doing my readings, and that's where a lot of my subscribers have came from, which is from my readings. And I keep saying on videos that I must get back to my readings, okay? Because I need to get back to my original passion as well. And of course, with myself, I've been a reader for well over a couple of decades now. Well, actually, if you look at it, I've been a flipping reader all my life, actually, my delicious little babies. Anyway, fast forward. But when I was seeing what was going on in the world, my delicious little babies, not so many years ago, okay, well, I wasn't happy about it. Okay, my delicious little babies, and what I wanted to do was find somewhere, there we are, to make some sort of a change to help others who are also doing the same as, there we are, myself, and for others, bless their beautiful dear little souls, not in that way, who've been doing it for decades. Do you see what I mean? So as far as I'm concerned, that is a role that I wish to play. Because after all, we're all on the stage, my delicious little babies, yes. And everybody has a role to play. So it wasn't about the ka-ching. You see what I mean, my delicious little babies? Because I thought, get real, Carla. Get real. You know what I mean? Is it worth just continuing to do readings, okay? But ignoring, there we are, what is going on in the world and not saying anything. And I just couldn't do it. So if it means that I do not get paid ka-ching, 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 pound, shilling, pence, sorry, Mads, little babies, dollars and change, well then that's the way it rocks and rolls, isn't it? I'm not going to lose sleep over it. I always found a way to get by. You know what I mean? There we are. I always found a way to get by. You know what I mean? When you leave home at 15, there we are. You learn these things. Do you see what I'm saying? Yes, okay. So at the end of the day, do I feel that I want to do good in the world? There we are. Yes, I do. There we are. And I will continue doing that. You know what I mean? With every breath in my body, there we are, I will continue to do it. And if it doesn't sit right with YouTube, or it doesn't sit right with somebody who happens to pass my channel, well, for them, you know, who pass my channel, get off my effing channel, because your services is not required. And sometimes, my delicious little babies, it sounds like I come across as a complete bitch. Well, so what? Who gives a fiddler's F anyway? Because the only ones worthy of my respect is the ones who listen to myself on a regular basis. Do you know what I mean? Anybody else who wants to talk damn silliness now then, do you know what I mean, can get on the bike and pedal fast. And I can F off nicely, very nicely. Do you see what I mean? Okay? I ain't got no time for it. So if it means that I'm broke and I'm everything else, there we are. I'd rather be broke. Do you know what I mean? Rather than sell my soul, there we are, in a different way. You know, meaning, you know, keep peeing against the wind, spending years, you know, to make a YouTuber happy, my delicious little babies. Do you know what I mean? So I made that decision, there we are, a long time ago. Okay. So, excuse me. So the next one, my delicious little babies. But I do love, you know, my beautiful, dear, little, lovely ones, okay, who listen to me, there we are, and who respect. This is the key word here, my delicious little babies, okay, and I want to make this really, really abundantly clear here. It is about, there we are, respect. It's not about myself building loads of subscribers, okay? It's not about myself or my personal videos like what I'm doing to yourselves now, your beautiful selves, okay? My delicious little babies being passed on, okay? That is not at the top of my list. It was so lovely that somebody, you know, who's actually subscribed to myself actually shared one of my videos that I'm doing now, my delicious little babies in the camera to your beautiful selves, okay? It was so beautiful of them to do that. So thank you, bless you, and may you always be blessed with so much love, happiness and harmony, protection, and, you know, bright blessings in your line of work, to whom it was who so very kindly did that for me. But that's not at the top of my list. And this is what, there we are, what I'm getting across. So I help others to build their channels, okay, my delicious little babies, okay, so that others out there, okay, if they haven't heard of somebody, then they will soon know about somebody. There we are. That's all I do, my delicious little babies. Do you see what I'm saying, okay? That's how I operate. But if I was in it for the ka-ching, 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 I would have kept my trap shut years ago, my delicious little babies. Do you see what I'm saying, okay? Like I said, I always found a way to get by. You know, everybody lives different lives, my delicious little babies, okay? But at the same time, I will be, you know, building with me tarot reading. Do you see what I mean, my delicious babies? And going out and doing my house cleansings, you know, where I can help beautiful, dear souls, you know, whether it be in their emotional life, whether it be in their private life, professional life, whether, you know, they need their homes cleansed, you know, because sometimes a negative energy, you know, can enter homes, okay, my delicious little babies, very sadly. But you usually find it's just spirit that's not happy. They will want you and I keep explaining this, okay, my delicious little babies. And also with my healing that I do. Okay, so when somebody says to you, I had a beautiful dear lady the other day who said to myself, she said, you know, she said, I tell you what, she said, I felt like I was floating. You know, somebody else said to me, was it a couple of months ago, you know, they didn't want to wake up. They felt like there was being lifted, what's it called? Levitating off the bed. The healing couch, sorry, my delicious little babies, because it's a very old-fashioned, sturdy one. You know what I mean? And it come from a wonderful dear gentleman. Well, he's no longer with us, but it was very kindly given to myself. And he was excellent psychic surgeon and healer and medium. Do you know what I mean? My delicious little babies. So I very much really value and treasure and respect my healing couch, my delicious little babies. Do you see what I mean? So this is what, there we are. This is what I'm all about, my delicious little babies. Do you know what I mean? If I wanted to make the ka-ching change, yeah, there we are. But then I'd have to work whatever o'clock, there we are, to do it. And it's whatever YouTube decides. And I noticed it before I ever give out information, like this is a hobby with my readings. Some would get out, you probably have a couple of 100 views, and others, you'd be lucky if you got 3 or 4. But why was that, my delicious little babies? I'll explain the reason why. There we are. I know a long time about this, okay? It was all by design, okay? It's like sometimes they wouldn't like you put a Gemini video. Sometimes they wouldn't like if you put a Virgo video. They chose, you know what I mean, like the cherry pick. You know what I mean, my delicious little babies? But if you keep your trap shut, you know what I mean, zip it, okay, then you're making them happy. Do you follow me, my delicious little babies? So anyway, let me just fly through with this. So next one, my delicious little babies, capital M, Mark, space, capital, sorry, D, Devlin, Devlin. I just thought I'd spell it for you, my delicious little babies. I do mention every now and again, okay, and I repeat once again with anyone, not in that way, okay. I never needed to stumble with dear Mark anyway, okay. If you listen to his videos, please and thank you. Should anybody once again have any form of an interest, you will really enjoy the videos, okay, my delicious little babies, okay. And he happens to have 22.5 thousand subscribers. Now, we must bear in mind that he's had to start again, okay, just the same as many uploaders, very sadly. You know, some could keep the numbers, you know, whatever else. But, you know, around that time, my delicious little babies, you know what I mean, with the old pandemic and very sadly what followed. Okay, my delicious little babies. And the video should read, it's not, is it only a few days old or something like that? Anyway, it's not old, my delicious little babies. Life reflections, Mark Devlin on the Belfast Bapcast. Okay, my delicious little babies, January 2026. I'll just quickly repeat this again. Life reflections, Mark Devlin on the Belfast Bapcast, January 2026. Yes, my delicious little babies. So, Mark, bless him, is an ex-DJ, okay, my delicious little babies, but it's really a banging video between these two gentlemen. There we are, to take a listen to, my delicious little babies. I've listened to Mark on and off, there we are, for many years, okay, my delicious little babies. So please, you know, I would really, you know, suggest you listening to that video as well, my delicious little babies, okay, and any other videos that he's got on his channel as well, my delicious little babies. Sorry, please and thank you, never needed to stumble. Next one, my delicious little babies, okay. I've got an itch. No, I'll get to that one shortly. Okay. This one here, my delicious little babies, okay, this uploader happens to have 91.4 thousand subscribers, my delicious little babies, okay, and he's called, the uploader, he's an elderly gentleman, capital R, retirement, this is the uploader, my delicious little babies, space, capital S, survival. Okay, so it's, retirement space survival. Doesn't mean my delicious little baby's just got another itch. Now, he only ever does quite short videos because he said, you know, he finds it very difficult, you know, to do longer videos, my delicious little babies, okay? So, And it should read, title to his video, how much YouTube paid my small channel in 2025. Okay, my delicious little baby. So I'm just going to repeat that again for you. How much YouTube paid my small channel in 2025. Okay, my delicious little babies. So basically what he's saying is, because there was one of his videos that blew up, I think it had over 1 million views or something. Anyway, well worth a listen to that elderly gentleman, my delicious little baby. So, it's always good to, like I said, find other videos as well, okay? Because we have to have some positive going on. Do you know what I mean? We also have to be able to listen to other mankind's take on their feelings and thoughts of what's going on in the world as well, my delicious little babies. Do you understand what I mean? Okay, but this will benefit anybody who's retired. Okay, my delicious little babies. In fact, I was I wasn't really surprised, but there's quite a few, retired. You know what I mean? Who are doing their little channels, my delicious little babies, okay? But you never see them. You know what I mean? But it's always good to listen to the older, in my view. Do you know what I mean? I used to love listening to the elderly, do you know what I mean? And their lives and, how they lived and everything. Hence the reason why certain running our country, supposedly, is trying to eradicate. Do you see what I mean, my delicious little babies? Okay. Well, yes, that's the correct word, isn't it? Eradicate. Have I swallowed a dictionary, I wonder, today? My delicious little babies. Somebody's got to keep a handle on it, haven't they? Now then, my delicious little babies, well worth a little listen anyway. I've only listened to one video, like I have with the others, okay? I haven't listened to any other videos, okay? And haven't really looked at any comments either. Okay, my delicious little babies, didn't have time for that, to be honest. You know what I mean? Not when I'm going through to listen them. Sometimes I do on some channels, and I like to point it out for a reason. Okay, my delicious little babies. Now, next one. This upload happens to have 13.5 thousand subscribers, my delicious little babies, and this is called capital J Journals, and then space, capital B Beyond, and then space, capital H Horizons. Okay, my delicious little babies. So I'm mixing it up today. There's quite a mixture going on today. Oh, my ears are buzzing when I've just said that, my delicious little babies. So I'll repeat it again. Journals Beyond Horizons. That's all with spaces, my delicious little babies, okay? Now, right, this one here, my delicious babies, how many minutes was this? I think it was 20 odd minutes, my delicious little babies. The one before that I've just mentioned is nearly 10 minutes, okay? So they're not long videos at all today, my delicious little babies, okay? Now, this video reads a title, I kicked my Filipina girlfriend's family out of my house in the Philippines. Okay, my delicious little babies, I'm just going to repeat this again for you, shall I? I kicked my Filipina girlfriend's family out of my house in the Philippines. Okay, my delicious little babies. Now then, so why have I mentioned this video? Right, this is a typical example. Okay, you should have heard me yesterday in my kitchen, my delicious little babies, when I was listening to this video. Okay, and you knew what the flipping punchline was going to be, do you know what I mean? My delicious little babies. You see, you're talking about a 65-year-old man, your man there, who had never been married in England, never had any little bairns, okay, little babies, just worked and everything. He'd saved up a certain amount and then he decided to move to the Philippines. Fast forward, what happened? So over a short time anyway, so he'd found somewhere to live. Oh, sorry, my delicious babies, I just need to put you on pause a merger. My door's gone. Thank you. I'm sorry about that, my delicious little babies. I've got my beautiful dear little friend Kaz Good afternoon, my beautiful dear little friend Kaz. How
Good
are you and
afternoon.
how's your beautiful family?
Better than me.
Lovely, lovely. Okay, so I've just made my beautiful dear little friend Kaz a lovely cup of rosy lee tea, and she's got some little bickies to go with it, some malted milk.
Thank
Right,
you.
there we are. So she's as happy as Larry, and we're going to have lunch today. So I did say to my beautiful dear little Kaz, I said, if you want to have any input, if you want to, that doesn't mean no, if she wants to say anything, if you'd like to say anything today, then please feel free, Anyway, please and thank you, my little lovely. And thank you, my little beautifuls. I do this sometimes on my videos. Now, then, let me get back to matter in hand. I had to remember now which video it was I was talking about. Yeah, so this is a typical example, my delicious little babies. This man here now, 65. I've explained all that. And he went to the Philippines. Okay, now he found a one-bedroom property. But he thought he's just going to be staring at so many walls. So he decided to get a 3-bedroom for, I think it was 40 grand, ka-ching. Anyway, in their currency, my delicious little babies in the Philippines. And then he met a 27-year-old woman. So anyway, he wanted to marry. But anyway, what happened in the meantime, a typhoon appeared, because that's what happens, like storms and hurricanes and tornadoes, my delicious little babies in different parts of the world, okay? So basically her family moved in to his, and he thought, I'll help, her family. Well, she was training to be a nurse. Well, we don't like nurses, do we, my delicious little babies, or doctors? Well, I don't anyway, do not. Everybody knows that by now, okay? Very few and far between who I like, okay? But sorry, beautiful dear little Kaz, she's laughing her head off at me here. She knows what I'm like. You know what I'm like, don't you? She knows what I'm like. Anyway, and so he wanted to marry his girlfriend. She never told him because she refused. She just said she didn't know how to say it. And she wanted to have an adventure, and then to meet someone younger and all of this now then, right? What's the point to what I'm saying? He's now back on his own. Okay, so the family moved out.
Okay.
And I knew what the crack was because they weren't paying no rent. They weren't doing anything. But they were cleaning, they were doing other things to contribute. Do you understand what I mean? Okay? But the point was, at the same time, I knew what they were doing because we're too cute for that, we dear little Kaz, right? What they were doing is they're saving the ching, 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 to go and move somewhere else. So you knew what the crack was. I knew what the crack was before it was even said on the video. And then he ended up on his own. So the whole point to me mentioning this video, my delicious little babies, there's a real good point to why I've said this, is that this should be a lesson to any man who decides to go to these foreign countries, okay, my delicious little babies, and feel that, that they can be with a young woman and that she's going to enjoy being with an older man, okay? Yeah, right. But why does the older man want to go out with a younger woman anyway? Well, number one, it's to make him feel young. You usually find, this is the truth, dear little Kaz, right? We talked about this anyway, whatever o'clock ago. But my delicious little baby, you usually find, if you've got an older man who's with a younger woman, you usually find 9 times out of 10, they sort of dress younger and then they act younger and then they keep themselves more fit, yes? But the second, my lights, 3, 2, 1, Margie's little lights again. Sorry, I was making me cuppa for me beautiful dear little friend Kaz. You'll usually find when they split up or break up, you'll usually find that the man goes back to looking old again. You know that, don't you, dear little Kaz? This is what happens. Yeah. Okay, so, the younger woman keeps them looking young. Somebody's got to keep a handle on it. Because you're laughing again. You usually find, my delicious little babies, that that's what happens. And then they go back to looking like a decrepit old man.
Yeah, because what is the young girl's gone, isn't it?
That's right.
Out of his life.
That's right.
But
She's out of my life.
Anyway.
She's
But,
out of my
that's what
life.
happens. Because when he was with the young girl, he feel good in himself.
That's right.
And feel really some with a young woman, he dressed young.
And then he feels like he can run a marathon.
You know what I mean? And he feels like, okay, and he looks good.
Yeah.
And with
Chris.
her, Chris. Now, for her to go,
yeah,
it's sort of bring down himself.
She's gone. Oh, why? I shouldn't laugh, Marge.
Well, that's caller information. So,
no, it's true, isn't it?
Yeah, well, then, you know.
Go on, Kaz, carry on.
But
please, thank you.
Now he's gone.
Yeah.
She's gone.
That's right.
He let himself down.
That's right.
He don't need to say, he could stay, dressed up. But it's his own fault.
But the other thing is as well, sorry to really interrupt you, dear little Kaz, but another thing is as well his ego, isn't it?
Yeah,
ego plays a very large part. Okay, so when you've got an older man and a younger woman, okay, but what angers me, and dear little Kaz, and our beautiful little babies out there, because you're beautiful as well, dear little Kaz, you know that anyway. I'm always giving my beautiful dear little friend, dear little Kaz, my beautiful dear little friends hugs and kiss on the cheek, you know. Well, the point that I'm making, my delicious little babies, is that for men, for some unknown reason, they seem to want to trade in. That's what I call it. But they trade in the missus for a younger model.
Yeah, but also, when they have some of them are married and have their wife. They don't want to go with the wife.
No.
Because the wife is, to them, she's old.
Because she runs the home.
She runs the home.
And she does what she's meant to be doing. And I do not mean that in a dictatorial way.
But he's still like that same way of his wife.
That's what it is. He wants all of the luxuries.
Luxuries and everything, what she do. She does the shopping. She makes sure everything's in and everyone.
Everything's ticking.
But to say to go out, he wouldn't go out with his wife. He want to go out with a nice woman.
To have a trophy on the end of his arm.
So the other woman he's going out without telling his wife, knowing about it.
Yes.
The other woman make him feel young.
Yes.
And feel nice. He doesn't realize the wife will notice the way he's dressed.
Yeah.
And the way he's acting.
And then putting on more aftershave.
And feeling good and buying things that he don't usually buy.
Yeah.
Right? So
I've seen all that in my days.
So that's the way she feels.
Yeah.
But also she feels a bit down herself, thinking, why would he go with a young woman? Why not me?
Because what sets in, dear little Kaz, and our beautiful little babes out there, what sets in here, I'm not saying every man or every gentleman, no, I'm not, well, anyway, if he's a gentleman, he wouldn't do it in the first place. But as dear little Kaz would say, man is man.
Yeah,
you know.
Man is man.
So the fact of the matter is, what it really comes down to, is that how his wife used to be, especially if they got bairns and everything, and then the bairns are grown up and that's another thing as well. You usually find that the gap gets wider because they do no longer have things to talk about and things like this, okay? But they seem to forget about why they fell in love in the first place.
Exactly.
Now, when it comes to, say, you've got a husband and a wife who are in business together, or she's doing the books, or she's doing something like this now, then, isn't it? So he's wanting her to be doing that side of things, running the home, doing everything else now then, but he wants to sit on his backside, on his flipping jacksy, on his rass, you know what I mean, and not do a damn thing, okay, and leave the woman to do everything. Then he wonders why she's tired.
Well, yeah.
It's true.
It's true, because what is he sit down there, watching sports on TV,
having all of his clothes washed,
everything,
having all of his cooking done,
cooking, ironing, food brought to him, and everything else. You know what I mean? But he don't give her the satisfactory, right? She's doing all these things for him, while he goes out and enjoy himself.
Well,
on top of it,
yes. Well, that's what it leads me to, my dear little Kaz and our delicious little baby. So anyway, so that's that video, but well worth a listen to that video, my delicious little babies. My answer to it, just to draw myself to a conclusion what my thoughts were of the video. More men should stop chasing after these young, what I call split arses. And I'm not being nasty, my little babies. These days, to get a young split arse, and I'm coming across raw now, but these young split arses, they usually got nails which are 6 feet long. So how can you pick your damn nose, and how can you wipe your backside with nails like this now, isn't it? Yeah. Or do cleaning, or get a duster out, or cook, or do anything.
But it still would take her.
But of course, if she's got the body, she's got boobies, she's got a bum body, whatever. You see what I mean? Then it doesn't matter that she's damn lazy. No. Do you see what I'm saying?
And the way she dressed and everything, she looked, her hair's done, that she looks spectacular. Yeah. But her wife could do the same thing.
But you see, that's the outside, but what's on the inside, it's usually nothing. And this is just a shell.
No matter how much she have nothing, he still take her same way.
Oh, yeah.
But if he was his wife, oh no.
No. That's what I'm saying. Yeah.
Backs her apart.
Yeah, that's right.
That.
But my point is, you'd never see me with a man who never expected myself, because I was brought up to cook, clean, iron and wash from the age of 10 and a half, and I'm 52 now. Okay? Yeah. So I wouldn't expect any man, sorry, I wasn't pointing at you, Mads, little babies, that's rude. I wouldn't expect any man to be with myself, okay, and not expect me to do all these things now.
No.
Because that's not the way it goes. No. Do you know what I mean? If they want a dolly bird who thinks more of a, whatever else, okay, and all she wants to do is open her leg like margarine every day of the week, okay? True, isn't it? But no, but that's what she wants to do, and that's how she reels him in. There we are, and that's how she reels him in.
She will, yeah.
Then
he knows.
Then the best thing to do is go with a woman like this now, isn't it?
He knows that he can get that.
That's right.
His wife knows.
But he
ain't getting it.
But usually he buys them anyway, because a man like that would buy, they buy them.
If she mentioned that, I saw, just for an example, she likes bags or shoes.
Yeah.
She said she saw a pair of shoes cost how much more. You buy it.
Yeah, but there's a very old-fashioned saying and a very old-fashioned song. It's an old-fashioned saying and an old-fashioned song. And the old-fashioned song is, we don't need to listen to songs. It's all common sense, ding, ding, dong, dong with our noddles. But the song is, can't buy me love, love.
The Beatles.
Everybody tells me so, can't buy me love, love. Yeah, it's very true. No. You know what I mean? Yeah, diamond rings, whatever.
Anything.
You can. This is the point, and I've seen it. There we are. I've seen it so many times myself. So I know over the decades.
That girls who I see this for myself. They're just so kinky, wicked.
Yeah,
they look fine.
Yeah, but they might look fine.
They may look fine, but to me, they don't. I bet they couldn't cook, can't wash clothes, they can't do nothing.
That's right.
But him now, looking at her, thinking that, she's a nice bird.
But at the same time, he probably likes her bending over so he can give her doggy.
Well, give her a boy kiss. Right?
With his old free card.
In bend down and she bend down and say, I got.
Yeah, he said, get on all fours.
Ride it, ride with that.
Crack that whip.
Beat it, bitch.
Oh gosh, no. You know what? We're talking a little bit
out of terms.
Yeah, we're talking a little bit rude at the moment. So now we're going to wind our necks in a bit. Okay. Now I want to tell you something else, Mads, little baby. So that video there, Mads, little babies. Okay. So well worth a little listen, okay? But I just believe that men should just like I just said, to draw a conclusion. Sorry, need to get back to that.
Yeah, but that killed that.
Yeah. Hold on, just one sec, please, my beautiful dear little cat. Sorry, sweet, please and thank you. So what's my answer? These older men shouldn't keep chasing these young split arses. That's the answer to it, okay? So that's how I draw my conclusion. Do you see what I mean? Go out with a woman who, I don't know, is either, I suppose even if you've got a gap of 50 and 40 isn't bad, okay? If you've got 45 and someone's 50, or even if there's a 7-year gap or whatever it is, okay, whatever clock of gap it is, right? But the fact of the matter is, when you go out with these young split arses, 9 times out of 10, this is not true love.
No,
and especially if a man's got a lot of chink, 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 because all that they're really interested in is what is the man going to give me, okay, and what do I give him in return? I open my legs like margarine, and then that is what I do, and I sing sweet nothings, and then you just sing sweet nothings, and at the end of the day, you know, he's going to be happy, isn't he? Because he feels that he's looking all nice and dandy. Right, now then, sorry, dear little cat, just before you say that, there is something else I want to say. So, there's someone who I know, Martin, little babies, okay, and it's a typical example. I do not know them very well, clearly, and I want to mention this again. Okay, so your man there, because he goes out, in their religion. Do you understand what I mean? So they can go to the gym or whatever, they can go and say the prayers. That's not being anyway. I'm not even going to go there because anybody knows that I'm not racist or prejudiced. Anyway, I shouldn't even have to keep saying it because everybody who knows me knows I'm not. True, isn't it, dear Lucas? I'm just not that way at all. But when I spoke to him the other day, and he says, yes, this is my, I said, well, where's your wife? I never see her. I'm pretty sure I said it on another video. And he said, oh, he says, and I said, it's just I never see her. I said, I always see you. I said, and I don't particularly like the man either, Mads, little babies, okay? So I don't mean that nasty. It's just, I don't know, when your spirit just doesn't take, and he doesn't take. And anyway, and he said he's putting his key in the door, He said, he says, my wife, he says, she's cooking for me right now. He said, she's cooking. This is how he was, brazen man. He says that she's cooking for me right now. He said, I live like a king. And I took a look. at your man there now then. So the other day, I seen him out walking with his missus.
Yeah.
And he was talking to her rather loud. Okay, but anyway, fast forward from that, that's not my business. The point of the matter is, I went, I said, good afternoon, good evening. I was out walking with beautiful little delicious Ruby Tuesday, because we're beautiful, delicious, amazing milk and walk south. And I said, I've finally seen you. I said, how are you? I was like shouting across the road. And he says, hello, like since she went, hello. She seemed ever so happy, his dear little wife, ever so happy. She was smiling and everything. And I said, you all right? And she went, yes, thank you. And I said to him, look, I always see you now, isn't it? I says, but I never see your little wife there now. He never liked what I said, He never liked it one bit. Because he never liked it, what I said.
He didn't want nobody to see her. That's why he knock her in the house.
Even if that's right, which they usually not be nasty, but some do.
What they do.
This is what they do. Yeah.
I'm not saying literally lock her, but that's all it is. She's got things to do.
She's there to. But if you look at their home from the outside, right? To me, it doesn't look like a home that's lived in.
Okay.
Do you follow what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So I won't be surprised if it's one of the spas.
It's a shame.
No, I wouldn't be surprised if it's one of the spies. I've got a very good idea who's spying. Anyway, Mads, little baby. So, I'm nobody's flipping Egypt. Believe me on this one, to whom it may concern. So, what is it you just want to say, please, dear little Cass?
On the news, this girl, I felt so sorry for her.
Anyway, she was all right, that dear one.
She's 27 years old.
Oh,
and she works in them supermarket place. No, she works in a hotel. Anyway, this boy, he's the same age as her.
Wow.
He was staring at the way he was staring at her. You know what I mean? Legs wide open.
Please and thank you, sorry.
So anyway, she had her bag and everything. She's walking, and he was walking behind her. Well, he got her and she was screaming, and he stabbed her.
Where was this, please?
42 times.
42? That comes to 6, yeah.
And
where was that, please?
Mostly in the head. Oh, I forgot where it is. It was on the TV.
Did they know each other?
No. They didn't know each other at all. No.
So, and he just came behind her?
Just came behind her and he just stabbed her up bad. Stabbed her up with the screwdriver.
Where did you hear it on the news?
Yeah.
Was it on BBC?
Yeah.
Yeah.
And
okay.
it was really bad.
Are you sure?
Her mum came on the TV.
Oh yeah.
And she says she was, a pleasant girl. She said she never do anybody out. If you short your change and you see she will give it to you. And I says most likely. You know what I mean?
But to start. Anyway, but to start. I mean, if that is what has truly happened.
Yes, that's what
so
happened.
I wasn't laughing, Mads, I suppose.
No. That's what truly
happened.
Because
you know what I mean?
She didn't do nothing or anything like that.
Yeah, but what I'm saying is.
But he was in a crazy place anyway. And they let him out.
Oh, right, okay.
He was in those mental place.
Mental, yeah.
Place. And they let him out.
Right.
And the mum said they shouldn't let him out if he's in that condition.
But if you're stabbing someone, it's just an interesting number, 42.
You know what I mean?
So you have to see where these numbers be.
I can't
anyway,
42 or 40 odd. It's 40 odd anyway.
But my point is that for some whomever it may be, to attack somebody
like that,
imagine it's a pure hatred. Anyway, I'm sorry to hear that, dear Lucas. I'm so sorry, but I've got to move on. I've got 2 more videos. No. Thank you for letting our little beautifuls out here. No, but yeah, I mean, that's a terrible thing if that has happened. But I find the BBC very hard to believe for many, many, many years. Dear little Kaz and our delicious little babies. Anyway, but if it has happened, well, it has. I'm so sorry to hear that. But we have to just look at the numbers. We have to look at everything. So call me somebody who maybe doesn't, unless you actually, you know what I mean, then I find it really hard to believe things these days. I'm not saying things do not happen, because I'm not saying that, okay? But it's just that, anyway, because the BBC seems to get there every time first.
Well, it was on BBC, then it went on to ITV.
But you must remember who owns them. Anyway, thank you, my beautiful dear little Kaz. It's a very sad story, okay? Yeah. Anyway, so the next one, my delicious little babies, okay? Right, okay, then I'll leave the last one till last, okay?
What, Trumpet?
Trumpet.
What's his name, Trump?
Trumpet.
I meant Trump.
Trumpet. Okay. Now, there's actually nothing on Trouble Trump today.
Yes, there is. He's a bugger, he is.
Yes, he is.
No, but he's saying that why as everybody going to China.
China.
When I heard that, I started to laugh. You just came into my head with that. You know, to be at home. Anyway, because what's his name? Our minister's gone over there. Over there, right?
Yeah.
And saying that he shouldn't to what's his name? Trumpet. Oh, Trumpet.
It's Trumpet.
Trumpet. I call it Trumpet. Trumpet said he shouldn't go over there. He have no right to go over there.
Nah.
But he's cheeky because he's going over there in April.
Yeah.
And I thought, what way? How can he turn around and said, you can't go over there, but he's going over there anyway.
Yeah.
But he's not very welcome. He isn't.
Oh?
No, he's not very famous, I'm telling you.
Oh?
They do not like Trump.
Yeah.
They don't like him.
Oh?
They don't like him at all.
No.
Nope. So everybody's going over to China.
To China?
China.
Right,
to talk to the minister there.
Yeah. And of course, ours is over there to so he can come back and lock us in even more.
Right. And then what it is now, the other way with this is should, England and everything say no. You see, I have no right to go over there.
No.
And I thought to myself, well, going to be you're prime minister over your way you are. He's a minister over here, unfortunately, right? But you can't tell a minister who can't go over there and you saying you're going over there in April. That's.
But we must also realise, which of course myself and hundreds of others do, is that they all link up together, isn't it?
Yeah,
it's simple things. That's what they do, but they like to make it out that
they don't.
But well, anyway, not to worry about that. I was saying, no, that's all right, my beautiful dear little Cass. Thank you for giving the news today. She's giving us the news, bless her. Anyway, I always value our dear little Cass's input, bless her. You know, because there may be something I haven't heard about. Anyway, but I did a little, our beautiful little Maisie. Because you know when she eats some food, and sometimes the little pussycats do, and what they do, they form patterns. You know, with what they eat.
Yeah.
And then I've been taking little shorty videos to show others out there. Now, this latest one that I posted yesterday evening, because I never did a video yesterday. Sorry, Martin, babies, I'm talking to yourselves. I'm talking to our dear little Cass as well. Well, the first thing that came into my noddle, I'll have to show you the little shorty video, dear little Cass. I thought, well, I don't know what came in bagpipes. Plus the fact it was 3. It's the way she'd eaten it. The meal on a plate. You know, the pussycat food.
Yeah.
So it was a 3. Exactly how she'd done it. And then if you looked at the other side, it looked like either somebody's like foot and a little leg thing, or it looked like a golf club. Yeah, you know, like them golf. What do they call them? Them golf stick things.
Sticks.
Like one of those. And then there's lots of other little bits. It's just she's never done a shape like that before.
Probably never came into mind to do.
No. But I post them because I want ones to see what they can see. Do you see what I see? Do you see what I mean? Like that. Of course, for ones who do not get me, but anyway, you know this with myself. I can see anything. I've said this so many times. I can look at stones. I can look at bricks. I can look to the floor, and I can see bow traces. I can see all different things.
I see faces.
Yeah, see faces. Yeah. Of course, because dear little Cat, she's the same as myself. You know what I mean? She's a very good medium as well. Do you see what I'm saying? Yes, you are. Yes, you are. Anyway, yes, you are, dear little Cass. Anyway, she doesn't like to have any praise. Anyway, well, I'm praising you. I want to praise you. What you want to do? I want to praise you. Right, now then, Martin, baby, so just very, very quickly now, just got to speed through it. I've been saying that now. We're on 52 minutes, 13 seconds. Right, okay. This one here, this uploader happens to have 140,000 subscribers, okay? And this is called capital B, the uploader, by BY, space, capital T, the, and then space, capital C, curb. Now, for some of you, my delicious babies, you'll know who this is. So others of our delicious babies, you may not know who they are. Now, the video should read, and this never came, none of these came up on my feed. Mark Devlin, I already know Mark Devlin. I listened to his videos, like I said. But for all the others, never came up on my feed at all. This video should read, last night we were attacked, but then something amazing happened. So this is like a good news, a piece of good news, what came out of bad. Okay, my delicious little babies, dear little Cass. I just repeat it again. Last night we were attacked, but then something amazing happened. Okay, so what happened? This dear man, dear woman, bless, okay? I've never seen them before. And with these, it will just be one-offs. I will advertise Mark from time to time, as I do, and usually my regular, bless them all, and with anybody not in that way again. I will mention Mark as well. You know, he comes into the same category as others who I listen to on a regular basis, and, but I will be mentioning, but the others are just one-offs, okay, my little babies. So, what happened? Now, this video is not very long. I think it's about 11 minutes or something like that. It's not long. Basically, what happened was it was about 5 or 6 lads, this group of lads. Anyway, causing mayhem. They even put a brick through or a large stone through somebody's window. The poor woman was, terrified. Do you understand what I mean? Well, nobody should have to live like that. Well, anyway, basically it's an exchange of words between the husband and wife and these 5 or 6 you know.
Boys are
And that's not coding, by the way. It's the way your man here is explaining who's the uploader to his video. So then these, for some of these lads, started hurling rocks at this husband and his wife. Okay. Now, just to fast forward, because I'm trying to finish our video, because my dear little Kaz has come on our video today as well. So thank you, our beautiful dear little Kaz. Oh, my beautiful dear little friendship, bless her. Right, okay. She's just gone. Okay. Well, the good news at the end of all this, everybody started to come out. But what your man here said was, he said it was mainly women who come out of their houses, okay? But the most wonderful thing is that they all started to exchange numbers. And it's like now like a little neighbourhood watch. That's the whole point. That's why I've mentioned this video, my delicious babies. So I thought that was really good because before that, nobody really knew each other. So that isn't, but now they do. So yes, it was terrible. And thankfully, this man and his wife was not harmed and nobody else was harmed. Thank goodness. There were a couple of the lads who said, we're not part of it, you see. But the other point is as well, it's ding, ding, dong, dong, common sense. I'm 52, dear little Kaz is just a little bit older than myself. I never needed to stumble there. And we will tell you ourselves, you see over the decades, you can have somebody who's good, get in with the wrong crowd. I don't need to watch videos to know this because we're old enough and we're still young to know this. Anyway, right. Now then, finally, well worth a little listen, okay? But isn't that amazing how good can come out of bad?
Oh, yeah.
So it means that they'll all be helping each other. Now, if more were to do that, I mean, I had somebody the other day outside... just outside, on the road.
Oh, yeah.
And he was showing somebody else a car. And I said, good morning. I said, excuse me, please. I said, are you trying to sell your car? Are you selling your car outside here on the road? And they both looked at me and went, and then a couple of minutes later, I went back out and they'd gone. Okay, this is what happens, my delicious little babies, and this is not me being a bitch, I'm just done saying it. This is what happens when you have others who start to move on the road. They start moving from one area, then they buy a house or whatever they do, or rent or whatever, then they start moving on the road, and then we start to see this shit. I'm just done saying it. Anyway, they must have thought to themselves, well, she knows, do you know what I mean? I don't want ones selling their cars outside our home. Do you see what I mean? If they want to go and do this now, go and do it somewhere else. Go and do it outside their own homes. Don't do it outside ours. They've got no even right to be. Do you understand what I mean? Anyway, well, I don't think he's a very good salesman because it had a few flipping dents and it needed a damn good clean. Anyway, my delicious little baby's final video for today, and this is why I've left it till last. So this one here, I actually seen it the early hours of this morning. Never seen this dear woman before, bless her. Like I say, with anybody not in that way, not in that way. Capital Q, this is the upload of my delicious little babies. Capital Q for Queen. So it's Queen, space, little writing of, then space, capital F, freedom. My delicious babies, that's the uploader's name, bless her. So Queen of Freedom with spaces. She happens to have 4.34 thousand subscribers. Okay, my delicious little babies. The video is about just over 22 minutes long. None of these, I'll repeat again, are long videos today. And the video should read, is this the end of my YouTube journey? Oh. So I just thought I'd repeat this again for you. Is this the end of my YouTube journey? Well, bless her. I actually left a comment and put thank you and bright blessings to you. Because why am I mentioning this dear woman? And I'm going to close my book. We need to go back to where we need to go back to. Because the way she's seen it is at the moment is that she doesn't want to dance to YouTube's tune. Now, when she was, I should assume, because I've only watched just this one video, okay? I'll probably watch a few more of this dear woman's, actually, because she's from Barnsley, okay? So, you know, it's all like, you know what I mean? Everything's like, you know, it's like a Yorkshire. Do you understand what I mean?
Yorkshire,
Yeah,
yeah.
okay? So, of course, I will always, no matter who, Sheffield, Doncaster, Poole, Grimsby,
Hull.
yeah, all,
Yeah.
you know, where my
Hull.
dear dad and my beautiful, so beautiful nana
All
and
tough
granddad,
family,
and the you know, that was other side
Yeah.
of the family from, and was from. Well, you see what it is when she was doing her original, when she started on her channel, from the gist I was getting of listening to a video. She said it's like YouTube was actually you know, sort of promoting, pushing it out.
Yeah.
But again, it seems that since she was talking about other things now, so what's the game that YouTube's playing? Okay, so it means that her video is not getting out. I mean, I had to look through about for this dear woman's video to come up, about 3 or 4 different, you know what I mean, until she came up on the feed eventually when I seen her. Bless her. But to myself, she comes across to myself, there we are, as a damn good woman. Okay, so this is why I have advertised a Mads Little Baby. So I'm sure she will not see my video, I'm sure. But if by any, you know, chance she ever does, for me, for yourself, I don't, no need to stumble there. From myself to yourself, our Queen of Freedom, bless you. Please keep going, okay? Because you clearly stand in your truth, bless you, okay, for what you believe in, okay? But you know, you've got the right idea. Do a video. There we are. When you want to do a video, okay, like what you said on your video, okay. That's why I respect her. Do you see what I'm saying? Yes, I do not know this dear woman from Adam, as the old-fashioned saying goes, but I respect. But I can also see why she would get a bit peed off. Okay, so there's a method to everything, and with the videos that I've given out today, there we are. There's a method to everything that I do. Okay, but you must not give up, Queenie of Freedom, bless you. Do you know what I mean? Because let me tell you, you got a, you know, not in that way, not in that way. You've got a lovely presence, the way she puts herself across in a camera. So for that reason, bless your heart, Queen of Freedom. Bless everybody's hearts, whoever I advertise. Never mind, long live the Poxy King. Long live all of us wonderful uploaders, okay? Because it doesn't matter if we have 1 subscriber or whether we have 1 million subscribers. The point is we're all working for a common and good purpose.
Aye.
So long live us all.
True, true.
So an F the effing king.
The king get F.
Well, one's a peed off with him anyway, aren't they?
Yeah. So looking get F.
Dumping a load of stuff, weren't it? Anyway, and the other thing is as well is that, you know, well basically one's from what I can see on videos, you know, apart from the silly Ijitsu flipping respect the royal family. I could say more. I'm just gonna shh now. Okay.
I like Harry.
You are.
I like Harry.
Yeah.
He's got another child, you know.
Oh yeah, they got 2 now.
No, he already had 2, but he's got another one. The third
Oh
one.
right, okay.
Yeah.
But that's how it goes, isn't it, dear little Kaz? You see these royalty and that, these fake royals, you know, they can all have lots of bands, can't they? Just like the politicians, you know, like Boris Twat Johnson. So they can have loads of bands, but they tell us out here you can only have 1 or 2. It sounds a bit like China all those years ago. Anyway,
I'll never forget that.
No, nobody forgets that. Anyway, so dear little Kaz, would you like to say goodbye, my little lovely? It's up to you.
Oh, no, it's no.
Please and thank you.
Goodbye, everybody. God bless.
Yeah.
And enjoy the week or whatever. But you know, don't make life take over. You know, every people's life. Make sure it's your own life.
Yeah.
You know that you enjoy.
Yes, enjoy.
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 Yeah.
Now then, So wherever you are in the world, whether it's morning, afternoon, or evening, please have a
Carla
super
for you.
duper delicious time. You only get one. Love, my little honey bunnies. Sending peace, love, harmony, and bright blessings to each and every one of you. May your beautiful little selves, your beautiful little families, may you all be fully protected. How I love you so. Thank you once again for any views, for any likes, for the occasional comments. It's always very welcomed. But when I'm putting out the shorty videos, there's always a reason why I'm doing what I'm doing. And one last thing I want to mention.
You see?
Right. Do you remember he passed away? Bless his dear little soul. Not in that way, not in that way. In 2019.
Who's that?
Mike Thalasitis. His dad was Greek.
Oh, that was a long time ago, Carla.
Yeah.
You know, about what, over 5 years?
He's been coming up. Well, I never knew.
Oh.
He's been coming up on my feed an awful lot. He seems to be, but he did pass away in the month of January. Bless his dear little soul. He was only 26. Bless him. Took his own life. Anyway, I never knew. So I'm very sorry, everybody. I never knew. But what's the point I want to make here? On one of the photographs, because I duck-go this, and on one of the photographs, he's doing, you know, like what these do.
The heart.
You know, like what they do,
this.
like as if they're part of some Freemasonry or something. And he was doing that.
The Freemason, yeah.
So it just seemed very strange to myself when I was looking at
That's been doing for a long time.
No. But what I'm saying is, it was really strange because out of all of the photographs,
it is strange.
And he stood there like that. It's very. I thought that was very odd. And then if you imagine that he passed away so young, and he never seemed to really look very happy, and it's just such a terrible shame that such a young man like that can take his own life like that. But anyway, it was just out of all of the photographs,
so many people taking their own
life. He was doing that. I just thought I'd mention it. Anyway, so what's this that we're all about, if you know what I mean? Anyway, so but may he rest in peace, and may anybody else, and that includes dear farmers who very sadly have taken their own lives that many do not hear about. May they all, everybody's beautiful dear little souls, not in that way, in the world, may they rest in peace. And anybody who was poorly, may everybody rest in peace, okay? The only ones I minus are the little effers, like the box in the corner of the room or on other platforms, who are pushing a jibby jab. Other than that, for anybody else, my heart goes out, and may everybody rest in peace.
May God bless you.
Yes, okay. So lots of love. Take care. Look after now.
Bye.
Bye-bye.